Welcome to Politics 101. This is Echo TV and I'm your host Sharon Ngeno. And today with me here is a political analyst as well as a commentator. And maybe you can have your time, introduce yourself. Who are you?
My name is Collins Otas. They call me Otas. I prefer commentator rather than analyst because analyst is overrated in this country. I'm just here to talk about Politics 101. I am a student of governance and leadership from Kenyatta University with a master's. I do several other things. I'm a strategist for various aspirants and various political parties in the country. And I'm happy to be at Echo TV. Finally, this guy has been calling me. Finally, let's do this, man.
Okay, welcome. And maybe to start with the state of our nation, how do you see our current politics? Where do we stand at?
Kenyans, we don't have ideologies. That is number one. We do politics of personalities. So our politics is enshrined around individuals. Like right now, we have a two-horse race. I know the other day Moses Kuria produced a poll talking about four-horse race, but those are non-entities. Who's Musalia Mudavadi? In the grand scheme of things, he doesn't control any crowd. Because the ANC, which I normally call Amalemba National Congress, is nowhere to be seen in the national scheme. Malala is always shouting back in Kakamega. He cannot even rally, get a rally here at Uhuru Park. So they're just two horses. This is Raila and Ruto. And so as long as we surround our politics on personalities, we are still not yet there. Until we get the ideologies, which Ruto, by the way, has tried to bring up ideologies, because he's the one who came up with the economic models, blah, blah, blah. Now we are talking of wheelbarrow and 6,000. We have the stragglers and the hustlers. So basically, we're still at a very, very infant stage in terms of politics in this country and leadership, because it is based on personalities and, to a larger extent, tribes. So that's where we are as a nation in terms of political maturity. We are not yet there, but I know we'll get there.
Okay, talking about the ideologies, you've said Ruto has tried coming up with maybe the bottom-up economic model. What can you say about this bottom-up? Is it there to help us, or it's just a political strategies?
Politics is about convincing people, and politics is about making people have followers behind you. True. So whether this thing is going to help us or not is not the question. The question should be, has he convinced enough people to follow his ideology or bottom-up? And I will tell you without blinking, yes. Ruto has the numbers. That is the thing. The 6,000 that is being floated here, welfare state and what have you, it is neither here nor there. Do we have the economic muscles to initiate that? Do you have a policy in place to initiate that? Is there a law that is going to guard or guide the incoming government, just assuming, which I'm not sure it would happen, Raila takes power? Do we have the legal framework to ensure that the 6,000 is going to be given, and which family is going to benefit and which one is not going to benefit? What are the parameters? These are the questions we need to ask these people as they come up with these models. But when you look at the bottom-up economy, what Ruto is simply saying is, I'm going to empower you from down there, so that there's an upward move of money or resources. To some extent, I think he has a point, because when the other day he was in Tito and he told those prostitutes, and people misconstrued that thing, by the way. He didn't say that he's promoting prostitution. He told them, I want you to form a group, come to me, I'll give you 1 million, so that you can have a legitimate business. And he was reminding me of Ngamoya Chemical and what have you. So this one was not Ngamoya Chemical. This one was to be a legitimate business. So when people don't understand issues, they mix them up and they come up with wrong. And by the way, I have a problem with ODM bloggers and such like people, because somebody called them cows. It's not me. I didn't call them cows. I think it's Junet who called them cows. And I think they have a lot of cow dung. They need to work on how they approach issues, because the other day they really misconstrued anything. And if you ask me, I know you asked about the bottom up and what have you. So my final answer is, bottom up is really relating to people. 6,000 is not yet there. We're not sure about the welfare state. The economies in Africa, save maybe for South Africa or Egypt, we might not be at that level of talking of a welfare state.
So basically, you can maybe attest to something that Ruto has an ideology, but Raila.
I have not said that. And you not put words in my mouth.
It's
My
okay.
point is,
Uh-huh.
Raila has this ideology of a welfare state,
Mhm.
which is not sustainable
Mhm.
in my small submission or in my humble submission. Ruto has this idea of bottom up, which is sustainable, because we have the youth fund, the women fund. If these funds are going to the right people, it is a bottom up economy.
Okay.
You know. But you see, when you start telling me that I will identify this household and give them 6,000, which parameter will you say the Ngenos will get 6,000 and the Ochienos will not get 6,000? What if we come and we sign those forms and say all of us are unemployed, yet we are employed? How will you prove? If I'm doing my own personal business, I don't remit KRA, there's no way I meet with the government, how will you know that I'm working or I'm not working so that you support me or you make me be part of that system?
Okay. You've talked about the Ngenos and the Otienos. That takes me back to the hustlers and the dynasty. What can you say about those narratives?
That is nonsense. There's nothing like hustlers or dynasties. I mean, it is pure nonsense. Nobody chooses to be born where you are born. You didn't choose your father. You just came into this world and you found that maybe your father is rich or maybe he's not so rich. I don't want to say poor. Maybe he's not so rich. You don't choose. I mean, I can't blame these guys. Nobody chose their father. Nobody chose their family. You work hard and become somebody. In as much as these people come from this family, they have also worked hard. They have gone to school. They have struggled. Like, when you say like the other day, there's this thing called strugglers movement. When we say struggle, it is not to mean that you are suffering like you are on the bottom pit of the pyramid. Not really. You are struggling to make it in life. Whether you come from a rich family or a poor family, there's nothing like dynasty. So today, if God helps you to become successful, are you saying that your children will not buy for MCA because they are coming from a dynasty? Let people present the ideologies, let people come up with the ideas, let people convince people based on what they are going to deliver to them in terms of services, so that people are elected based on their manifestos, not on their family. I mean, I might not have a family name, but when my son or my daughter will be out at around my age, they will have a family name because I've worked hard. So will you deny them opportunity because their father worked hard? No, if your father did not work hard, please don't blame others.
Okay, you mentioned something on Korea doing the polls. Way back we saw Korea in the UDA party or the Hustlers Nation. Can we say that Korea has shifted from the UDA to ODM, or what can you say about that?
Moses Kuri, a man whom I respect so much, and a man who has really made a mark in terms of economic models in this country, was very instrumental in the development of the treasury policies in this country. And so we cannot say that he has moved from UDA or he has shifted what Korea has been fighting for. And I know him to some extent. We've shared with him some platforms. What he's been fighting for is for the mountain to be at the negotiation table. He has said that they will not fold their parties to join the UDA. They want to come to UDA as equal partners. He has never said that he doesn't support Ruto or he supports Raila or who. What he has said is, as people from the mountain, they want to be part and parcel of the table of negotiation so that when the national cake is shared, they get their bit. And I don't think he has ever said that he has left UDA or he has joined ODM or I don't know. He's always been very constant. I think he's one of those guys who's been very constant. And I want to take this opportunity to wish you well, Mheshimiwa, as you recuperate. We're really sorry and we hope Sarah Game gets to pay you for the unfortunate events they cost your legs. And God will heal you, and we believe.
Okay. Still to wish Moses Kuria all the best too. Quick recovery, and with that we are taking a short commercial break and we'll be back in a few.
We will be back.
Okay, welcome back, and my guests, welcome back too.
Yeah, thank you.
To my other questioner, who do you think is the best candidate to succeed His Excellency the sitting President Uhuru Kenyatta?
Let the Kenyans decide.
You're a Kenyan too.
I will not answer that question the way you want me to answer. I know you want me to give you who I prefer to be the best candidate, but I think Kenyans have an opportunity to salvage the last 9 years of tragedy that has bequeathed our nation. We really suffered in the last 9 years. This is the time that the country's debt has risen to 9 trillion. In fact, it passed the ceiling. The parliament had to go back to increase the ceiling so that we can continue borrowing. It is time for Kenyans to choose somebody who has a proper economic model. It is time for Kenyans to choose somebody who understands their suffering. It is time for Kenyans to choose somebody who has a plan for the nation. It is time for Kenyans to resuscitate themselves, because basically we have been in the ICU for the last 9 or so years. Everybody is complaining and suffering, and COVID has not made it any better. So I wouldn't say who is best suited. I think Kenyans should make that decision, and it should not be emotive, it should not be tribal, it should not be personality. Let us make that decision. If you ask me who's the best president, I will tell you Kivuta Kibwana. The guy has done tremendous stuff, but Kenya being what it is, even if you are to bring 10 Kivuta Kibwanas, you would still choose the likes of Ruto and Raila. So I think there's this issue of the lesser evil, because all of them are just evils, but now we have to go for the lesser evil among the two, which Kenyans will have to decide. But if elections are to be done today, and it is free, fair, without any interference from the state or from whichever quarters, Ruto will carry the day. That one I can tell you without blinking. I'm not supporting Ruto. I'm just saying the truth. If elections are to be done today, Ruto will carry the day. But I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Baba has been climbing the mountain, so maybe he's almost at the Lenana peak or the Abadeas peak. I don't know where he is right now, but he's been climbing the mountain. And another thing I realize is that the mountain people are the deciding factor in these coming elections. We cannot ignore them. And so if anything is to go by, I think the amount of resources that the Mount Kenya Foundation, Baba and his associates, and Uhuru, I know in the background, is channeling towards central Kenya, is likely to tilt things. So if it were to be done today, Ruto might carry the day. But if it would be done tomorrow, probably Raila would. So I don't know who is going to be the next president, or the best suited to succeed to succeed Uhuru. But one thing I know is that as Kenyans, we have an opportunity to redeem ourselves. And this opportunity comes every 5 years. So we either choose the next 5 years of suffering, or the next 5 years of economic emancipation. It is upon us. So the ball is in your court as Kenyans. I don't know who is the best candidate, because there are only 2 running candidates. As I said earlier, the others are just donkeys. We only have two horses. So on these 2 horses, please make sure you choose the lesser evil. The other day I saw my senior and elder Atwoli said, in whose hands are you safe? I will not ask you in whose hands you are safe. You are the electorates, and you know where you are safe. So choose wisely. But what I know is that come August next year, we'll have a new president. And whoever Kenyans choose, we are one nation, we are one country. Let us just work with him for the next 5 years. If you feel aggrieved, you can come back after 5 years and elect your president. It is a democratic society.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Just as you've said, the Mount Kenya region is where a lot of votes come from that part. Who do you think the Mount Kenya region will endorse as their kingpin?
You're pushing me.
I'm not pushing you. It's just a question.
You're pushing me. What I can tell you for a fact is that there will be no formidable kingpin from Mount Kenya. If you ask me, my good friend, my mentor, and one of the people I really support, Peter Kenneth, wants to be the kingpin. The speaker wants to be the kingpin. There is this Martha Karua, Kiunjuri, and Korea Axis. They also want to produce a kingpin. We are seeing that Jimmy Kibaki is saying he's coming in. Mwangi Wairia is saying he wants to be president. So all these people, it is an amalgamation of different unique characters. So there will not be a formidable kingpin. Waiguru ditching and coming this other side was to cement her place also as a major force in the central vote. So all these people want to be kingpins and king queens and what have you. But the reality of the matter is the time is very short, and we might never have a formidable kingpin from central Kenya. Well, what is going to happen, and I know this is going to transpire in the next few months or so, what is going to happen? We are going to have a fragmentation of the central vote, so that no single presidential candidate will get it 100%. And this is a strategy that is used by, I believe, the ODM stalwarts and the people supporting Baba. I believe the idea is you sponsor all these people to vie so that Muturi will get a percentage, so and so gets a percentage, which is good for them because it is politics. You have to play your game, I'm not saying it is a wrong move. It is a good move for them. But to say that this candidate is going to be fully endorsed, up and until I think around March or so, it was all Ruto. But tables are turning, and Baba's ranking has really risen. Initially in 2017, you only had 9% of the central vote, but now it's standing at 30%. That is something. So if the trend keeps on going, there might not be any person you see that they're going to endorse or not endorse. What I know is that, I'm sorry, I know you want to ask me another question, but before you ask that question, what I know is that the young people really resonate with the deputy president. But the old established businessmen and who know how the tradition, the history has been, they resonate with Baba. But the also unfortunate bit with that is that right now we are doing voter registration. And if you look at the numbers from yesterday's statistics as they were in the news, the young people are not registering to take votes. Because the IBC was targeting around 6 million or something. But only they have 800,000 as at yesterday, meaning they have, with 7 days to go, they need to cover 5 point something, which is unrealistically impossible from a statistical point of view. Yeah.
Okay, and you just said about Justin Muturi. Yesterday he was given a go-ahead as someone he can vie for that seat of the president. Can you say that he can make it to that place, or the Mount Kenya region, have they fully endorsed him?
Are you the only visitor in Jerusalem? Who is Justin Muturi in the grand scheme of things? Apart from being the Speaker of the National Assembly, what other thing has he done to this country? I mean, he was a student leader and what have you, but you see the reality of the matter, he doesn't have the muscles to pull crowds. If you look at the DP, the Democratic Party members who endorsed him yesterday, how many were they? Where were they ferried from? All of them are from Central. For you to become a president, you need to have a national outlook. You need to call people from Coast and they'll come, call people from Nyanza and they come, call people from Western, Northeastern and wherever. It is only two candidates who do that currently. Raila will call delegates from all quarters, or from all corners of this country. Ruto can do that. So if somebody to be endorsed by a clique of people from it's called the Eastern Bloc in Central, to endorse you to become president, and you tell us that you're going to be a president. I mean, it's a joke of the day. Let's be serious. Kenya is not for toddlers. He's a good man. I respect him as a National Assembly Speaker and what have you, but he's just looking for an opportunity he's looking for a way to be in the next government. Kila mtu anatafuta kazi. Because they know at the end of the wote wanaenda nyumbani, so people are looking for opportunities to be in the next government.
Okay.
Yeah, but he cannot be the president.
All right.
Not now.
Okay. And we've spoken a little bit about Anne Waiguru. We saw her coming back to the Hustlers Nation. She was well received. What do you think? Will she have an impact on this Hustler Nation or on the UDA party?
Ngirishi, I know you asked about Waiguru, but let me start with Ngirishi. Ngirishi is a billionaire. She has been with Ruto through thick and thin. She has taken all the insults on behalf of Ruto. She has fought for UDA to nail and teeth. And then somebody who has been catwalking, I'm using the words of the DP, not my somebody who has been catwalking comes along and says, now I'm supporting you. And this person is the same person like a week ago say that you cannot disrespect our president and expect our votes. The same person said you can only rent a Kikuyu, but you cannot buy a Kikuyu. Now you're telling me that this person is coming to be a formidable force. What Waiguru is doing is simply trying to position herself. But the truth of the matter is, Ngirishi, if they were to go or that nomination with Ngirishi will take the day very early in the morning. But here's the catch. All these people, they're setting themselves up for a very, very fierce duel, because after nominations there will be a fallout. And once they fall out, probably Ngirishi or Waiguru will go as independent. And they have a very huge following, so there will be a UDA following, and then there will be a Ngirishi or a Waiguru following. Then Martha Karua will come and take it. very early in the morning.
Okay.
Because she has established herself as the NAC party gubernatorial aspirant. She has the financial muscle, she has the grassroots connections, and she knows how Kirinyaga politics is played. Martha Karua has been there for quite a while. If it was not for fixing of the last general election, Martha Karua would be the governor of Kirinyaga today. She won that election.
We've talked something on the IBC. Do you think currently the IBC or come 2022 election, will it be an independent thing that it can really deliver free and fair elections?
I don't hold forth for IBC, and I wouldn't want to speak on behalf of IBC, but I think the IBC was recently fully constituted after the court had alleged that the commission was insufficient in terms of numbers. But now that it's fully constituted, what we can do is to pray and hope that they deliver free and fair election, because they have been given the resources, they have the manpower and what have you. So I think let's give them the benefit of doubt. Let's give them the benefit of doubt. And it's all we have. I mean, even if you don't like IBC, who else do you want to conduct elections? It's just them who must conduct elections. So let's just give them the benefit of doubt. I wouldn't want to say they are going to be impartial or partial, because when the selection was done, the committee of the House did the selection, and the committee is made of both the opposition and the government. So everybody took part. If they didn't want that commissioner to be there, they would have raised the issue. But since no issue was raised, I believe it's a very competent commission, and we should allow them to do their work.
Okay. Yeah. As we end our today's show, what are your closing remarks? Maybe you can tell something to the people of this nation.
Yeah, so as we close the show, I just want to ask you Kenyans, we have an opportunity to redeem ourselves. It is time that you choose wisely. Choose somebody who has your issues and concerns at heart, somebody who has ideologies that is going to transform this country to a first world nation. We have had rhetorics and we've had a lot of sayings and what have you, but at the end of the day, it is how your life is affected by these rhetorics that matters. So vote wisely, vote for the best person that you deem fit. I don't hold forth for anybody, whether Baba or Ruto, but what I know is there is one that is of a lesser evil among the two, and it's only one of them who will be the president, unfortunately. So vote wisely.
Okay, thank you for attending our today's show, and our viewers back at home, thank you so much. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Eco TV Kenya. Thank you so much. Keep it locked here. I've been your host, Sharon Ngeno.
Thank you, Ngeno.
Welcome.
When you let